You got the 12 disciples, the 12 tribes of Israel, and the 12 equipment racks. Are you guys taking any new volunteers?
Always, yes.
I mean, this is like the Ritz-Carlton of camera operator position right here, and camera. So, can be yours today for the price of 1 Bitcoin. Welcome back to another episode of Worship Tech Tour. We are here at Lakepointe Church, their Rockwall campus here in Rockwall, Texas. And we're gonna walk you through their entire AVL system. They've got a Meyer PA, they've got Sony cameras with the Sony Venice system, they've got DiGiCo mixing consoles, and this incredible LED screen that is on a motorized truss that you see behind me. All the details coming up. I'm joined by Roberto. Are you production director here at Lakepointe?
Yeah, production director, production pastor.
Awesome. So tell us about the space that we're in right now.
Yeah, so this is Lakepointe Church. This is the main auditorium. It sits around 4,400 people. We are a DiGiCo house, so we have DiGiCo consoles around all of our campus, and this is not an exception. So we have a Q5 here. For cameras, we have Sony's, so we have F5500s and F3200s. So a mix of cinema and broadcast cameras for this space. We also have Rode LED panels and Brompton processors for the LED wall and all that stuff. What else?
Functionally, this space is your main campus.
This is our main auditorium. This is a broadcast campus.
This is your broadcast campus, because Lakepointe has how many campuses total?
6, 7 this week. We just opened a 7th location.
Wow, and they're all around the Dallas
the
area?
metroplex, yeah.
Got it, got it. So tell us too about the team that runs this system.
Yeah, so we have 2 teams. We have a central team that kind of integrates the systems and oversees kind of like all the production across all the campuses, like a customer service kind of team for and the strategy for all the teams. But then we have a Rockwall team here in this location. It's a campus team that basically operates all the equipment and executes all the services. So we have a couple of staff members, around 4 staff members that kind of run the campus, and then we have a pool of around 150 volunteers. We need around 30-something volunteers to run a service.
Okay.
So between down here, stage team, front of house, upstairs in the control room, we have around 20-30 volunteers that run a weekend service.
Yeah. So you got this 4,400 seat auditorium. What challenges do you get into when you have a space this size? Because we're definitely working in mostly small to mid-sized venues,
Yes.
but I'm curious, like what are the benefits of it? What are the downsides or challenges that you guys face?
I think one of the big challenges we have is audio. Our system is an old Meyer system. It's about time for us to replace it, and we already talked about that. But making this bass sound even across all the seats is always a challenge. So we have a couple of different things in place for that. We work with templates, so we have dialed it in real good, and we try to stay within dB levels so we don't sacrifice and we don't abuse everybody's ear. So sometimes the tendency is like, let's just make it louder.
Yep. But
then it starts kind of falling apart. So that's one of the biggest challenges we have in a room like this. This room was not designed by us. This used to be another church.
Got it.
So Lakepointe kind of just had a really good deal that happened. Like basically this church was closing, Lakepointe was growing on the other side of the lake, and they just trade buildings.
Yeah.
So this was a huge blessing, but as you see, like this ceiling is a challenge because we don't have any acoustic treatment on it, and even our back wall is not there yet. So those are part of the things that are coming, but when you hear the PA on, you're gonna see reflections coming at you from here, from there. So dB level help us a lot.
So when Rockwall, this campus got this location, which was the first location too?
Yeah,
or well,
correct.
it was the next upgraded size from your first location. You inherited this worship center, then they just kind of kept, over the past decades, been building on to this facility.
Yes, correct.
It's huge. Like we pulled up, we parked here, and we're like, which door are you at? Like, hey, we're at 10, you gotta go to 14. And it's like, it's just
a lot of doors.
Lots of parking structure and facility. Everything is bigger in Texas, including churches and the parking lots for churches. We got Kiki Duenas, front of house mix engineer here at Lakepointe, and walk us through the rig that you get to mix on here. Is it every Sunday you're here, or is it, do you have a team?
I'm the audio director, so I'm usually rotating between our 7 locations.
Nice,
so we have, I mix probably, I do a rotation of mixing in front of the house in every campuses every few weeks. But we do have a team in here, volunteers as well. And we have DiGiCo consoles in all of our campuses, different models. But we have the Quantum 5 in here.
Why do you guys like DiGiCo so much? For all your campuses, why the DiGiCo route?
It has so much flexibility and power into all the routing that we do for the in-ears and everything. It sounds great, the preamps are amazing. The integration with Waves and the remote controlling from Waves with DiGiCo, it's pretty seamless.
Yeah, because Waves, you have SuperRack running here.
Correct.
But then it's all, like, it actually integrates into the hardware on the DiGiCo console.
You can remote control, and you have access to all the goodies in here. You can even MIDI map if you want to get super intricate with it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that integration is super helpful when it comes to Waves. We are moving quite a bit into volunteers, so this whole integration makes it super easy for them as well.
Yep. What's the channel count on this guy?
We have up to 240 channels, I think it is. Right now we're at 100 and, yeah, depending on how many, if you're doing a stereo, mono and everything, but right now I think we're at 140.
Yeah. So have you ever had an event where you feel like you're maxing it out, or was it just plenty of room?
Even when we do live recordings in here, we still have plenty of room. Yeah, live recording, we were even running, I think we were running like 40 crowd mics, and it was still plenty of room, yeah.
Got it. So which Meyer boxes do we have up here?
Oh my God, that's MICA, is it? Yeah, okay. It's an older system, but yeah.
The MICA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, that's how old it is.
Yeah. Got it.
Correct.
So, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4 large arrays.
Correct. And this PA was installed probably like 14 years ago, I think it was. That's what people were doing before. So we have a left, right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You guys have any plans for upgrading?
Yes, sir. We're in the middle of consulting with Skylark, and we're thinking maybe, I don't know if I can say, but we're thinking about L-Acoustics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. We were at that demo. Did you go to the demo last week?
Yes.
Yeah.
The immersive.
Nice. Are you leaning the immersive route too, or what are you thinking there?
I am leaning towards that just because of the nature of this room. It's so wide that the coverage in here is quite a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
And also slappiness, and I don't know if you walk through the room, but we have this is a very trouble in acoustics room.
Yeah.
So I am leaning towards that.
Like, yeah, because when you look up at the ceiling, like Roberto already alluded to, is not much, like, I'm not seeing much treatment up there.
Correct. Yes.
Probably
correct.
a lot of reflective surfaces. That back wall looks like you've got some treatment, maybe?
Super thin.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not really doing much. So it sounds like you're gonna have to do like a complete PA and treatment.
Correct, exactly. We're in talks for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So then, are you guys running another DiGiCo for in-ear mixing backstage?
Actually, no. We have the MEUs and ME1s from Allen Heath.
Yep.
So we're just running a MADI line to our server over there, and then everybody gets the ME1s and everybody mixes themselves, including the singers.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the nice things about those MEUs is you just put a MADI card in it.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can get audio. So you guys put Dante, Waves card, MADI cards in that thing. And
for big recordings, for example, we have set up a monitor console over there, and that's one of the amazing things with the opto cores on the DiGicos, that we set up a whole rig over there. Digital cable, and you don't even have to do a splitter or anything.
Can I hear this system? Can
Absolutely.
you just play a track and I'd love to hear the...
Yeah, one of the main challenges that we have in this room with the older rig is we don't have flown subs. They're all on the bottom. So that's one of the first things that we want to fix with the we're hoping for the Alisa.
Yeah, yeah.
Immersive, so
Yeah.
flown subs.
Even
and
that
all.
old Meyer though, I mean,
It's super
a lot
punchy.
of it, props to you for your mix and stuff, but
Thank
it
you, thank
sounds
you.
great. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I think I'm very impressed with
Thank you,
it.
thank you.
So let's dive into the lighting system. Brandon Daughtry is the LD here.
Yes.
Awesome. And what's your role look like? Are you always running lights here? Do you have a team? Do you just direct the lighting?
So my role is on the central team. So I'm writing systems and equipping our teams at all of our sites to operate and program. So I really do very little programming other than the patching, setup, building the presets, the color presets, all that stuff. And that's consistent through all of our sites. So everybody has the same color presets, the same general groups and layouts and everything like that. So really anybody that comes at this site can also go to another site and program lights or run lights and go from there. Yep.
Nice. And you got the grandma?
Yep. This is a Series 3 running Mode 2. And the reason we stick with Mode 2 on this currently is because all of our other sites are on PC Command Wings, Series 2. And so to keep everything in the same vein, we stick with that for now. We're in the process of switching to 3, because we can't get the 2 anymore. So we're gonna have, as we build campuses, we're gonna have to switch. And so when we do that, we wanna do that across the board so that we are staying consistent everywhere.
So Brandon's gonna walk us through the various fixtures that they've put together for this stage design, the lighting design here. So how about go ahead and just walk us through a scene building one.
We'll start with our overhead. We have 5 trusses of R2Xs, so they're 8 across. So that's 40 of them. Let's dim those down a little bit. Our profile fixture is the Martin Era 800 line. So we have 16 of those. We have 6 on the floor and then 10 in the air. We have a row of 6 in the back and then 4 on our mid stage. And then beyond that, everything else is gonna be on the deck. So, or generally on the deck. So we have what we call blinders. These are in between our LED panels on the sides. And then we have 12 strike M's in our center there. And then, and I think that's everything in the rig. Actually, I take that back. We have a row of PXL bars, Chauvet PXL 16, down on the floor that sits in front. And a cool thing that we do, we actually run all of our backgrounds through Resolume Arena, and then we control those layers through the MA. So our operator is actually doing that. We found that that creates smoother transitions between songs. So we're not waiting on graphics to change a song and then lighting's late or lighting's early and then graphics is late. It all happens seamlessly through songs. And then below our LED screen there, we have the ePics, and those are video driven through Resolume as well. Basically, what we do for a weekend is we have one long cue list. It's really the basic idea, if you've ever been to a theater show, this is how they do it. It's very theatrical style. There's not a lot of fader pushing up and down, really no buttons. They just follow a long cue list. So we have the songs, we have our pre-show, our song has a bunch of cues in it, and then the next song, and then our message and all the things that happen within there. They do have some faders, so we'll control our house lights from the fader. So that way, in case of emergency, it's easy, just push it up and we're back to house lights at any point in our service. We have some special faders, like if we're in a dark queue and somebody walks out on stage, we can push up the front lights. So stuff like that the operator knows about, but they don't really deal with it at all. We also have some Resolume faders that we can pull down different layers, so we can add some dynamic if necessary, but that's really few and far between because our service is so produced usually. That's more like special element services where where I'm operating or we're having the band goes and does a tag of something that wasn't on the list.
Yep. The LED screen, what are the dimensions of that?
Our center screen is 3840 pixels by 1120 pixels. It's like 24 panels wide. I don't know the actual size in feet and inches. I just know it by pixels, but it's pretty large. It's probably about 45 feet wide and about 12 to 15 feet tall.
Yep.
And then our side panels there's 4 on each side, and those are 160 by 640 or 640 by 160. So 160 wide, 640 tall, and there's 4 of those on each side.
And are you just doing IMAG on the side screens?
Correct, the IMAG on the side screens, and then the outboard screens on the far sides, those are also IMAG. They're really anything other content, so video content, IMAG, that's our main content screens. We do put lyrics on our center screen, in the center of it, for lyrics, and then on our last song, the wall moves down for the message. The wall is down on the ground, and then we'll put the lyrics at the top of the screen.
So it's just on big motor truss. There.
Four motors up there for that.
Nice. Any future upgrades you're looking to do?
Currently, I think we're going to stick with this for a little while.
Yeah.
But who knows?
It's nice. I asked because I was like, I don't know how you get much better than that.
Yeah, what we like to do is we'll reconfigure usually once or twice a year, usually around a big holiday, Easter, Christmas, probably. My bet is we'll probably reconfigure something around Christmas time to take it into that holiday season with Christmas trees or whatever we decide to do there, and take a little tech away and have a little more hardscape, like a Christmas trees or something like that, that kind of makes that nostalgic feel for the holiday season.
We've got Zach Bowers, who is the producer here on the team.
Yes, the Rockwall production director, so oversee all things production here at this campus.
Awesome. So are you often working here? Do you have other producers who work the services? And tell us a little bit more about that role.
Yeah, so I'm here about half the services. We do bring in volunteers to produce weekends as well as other members of the team to produce services. But here it's generally a leadership position. A lot of times it's the communication liaison from band, stage, to our production booth upstairs, our control room, and just leading the team as well. It's really setting up all the dominoes for the team to hit. So,
kind of the glue for these various kind of sub teams that you got going on here. And that's where like you're even smaller to mid-sized churches could benefit from some sort of producer role. Even at my church, we recently started implementing one, and it just takes a lot of thinking and logistics in the middle of a service off of a worship leader, off of a front of house mix engineer.
Yes.
Someone else can be directing all those cues. So.
And it's crucial for any type of changes that happen during the service as well. Everything flows through this, and then I can disseminate all that communication to the rest of our team as well.
It's quite the comm system there. What is that?
Yes, we're running RTS, and so that's allowing us to both do wired communication stations at our production booth upstairs, as well as wireless comms for some of our camera and stage team backstage as well.
Planning center, iPad, of course. Sure. And then you've got this nice multi-view. Is this all Ross video that's driving this?
Yeah, Magellan Systems, excuse me.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yes. Yeah, so we're on SMPTE 2110, running all of our video and some of our audio infrastructure through that as well.
That is a beast of a multi-view. You can see everything going on here in the service in this one screen.
Yes. Yes, this is a great tool that we're able to use both on monitoring and also if I need to jump in and run something. We use a KVM system. So currently I've got the Ross Tria system that I'm running videos off of, but I can very seamlessly be able to come over and pull up my computer graphics station running ProPresenter. And be able to punch in slides that I need to on screen, or just be able to monitor it. Sorry, I jumped on Janie a little bit, but she's upstairs.
Like running it. That's funny. Yeah. So that was the Adder KVMs that I think I saw. It's all looks like it's all over the network.
Yes.
Yep. She's probably freaking out, like, what's going on with this computer right now?
Yes. So as a producer, a lot of times I'm watching and not actively running those things, but it allows me to just give me the tools I need to know when I'm coming to the end of the song, or I can see that a graphic is prepped and ready to go on screen, and so we're ready to just maneuver on that.
All right, so check out these cameras that they've got going here. You've got 1, 2, 3 cameras on normal tripods, and then you got a big old jib over there.
Yes.
And then you've got a dolly. So am I missing are there any other cameras?
So we have 4 here. We've got this is our camera 5 right here next to the pedestal.
Yeah, there's 2 on one platform right here.
Yeah, so we'll run 3 pedestals here for our tight IMAG shots. We'll run this camera right here is this camera 5. That's going to give us a great just static shot for message props, anything on the center screen that we want to have a just nice wide shot for. And so we'll set that up ahead of time, but that's unmanned. And then we've got our jib camera on the back side over there. And then we also have 2 wireless cameras that we use, camera 7 in the crowd here. And then we've got camera 8 on a short throw wide lens on stage. We're running AV on air there for that wireless system.
Nice. Okay, so tell us about the cameras and lenses. What do we got here?
Yeah, so we are running Sony's.
And are you guys are you trying to capture and be able to broadcast in 4K, or what were the goals in this type of system that you just did?
Yeah, so we're not broadcasting in 4K, but we wanted to have the cameras to be able to have that capability later on.
Yep.
But right now we're not shooting 4K yet.
And then why the Sony route versus a lot of churches doing Red or Canon or other models out there?
I know that for this system, we just put this in last year. We wanted to go with a more cinematic feel. So for our cameras 1, 2, and 3, we've got that shallow depth of field for those cameras. But then also for camera 5, camera 6 back there, we also wanted to have the capability to not be as shallow so that we can grab stuff further back on the stage at any given moment as well.
I mean, this is like the Ritz-Carlton of camera operator position right here, and camera. So can be yours today for the price of 1 Bitcoin. Very nice camera system, but what I like about your guys' church and your ministry is you're actually you're getting incredible views online on social media accounts, and I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it's one of those, it's nice to see when a church invests a lot into this infrastructure, it's actually getting the results online with the people that it's actually reaching and impacting. So very impressive.
Yep. Stand there. You do have a short leash, so don't walk too far away.
Okay.
And then go ahead and get your waist belt secured. And you want that weight to feel on your hip bones.
Yep.
And then tighten those up on the sides. I'm gonna hand you the camera.
Wow. That is so cool. It's by camera you mean sensor.
Yes.
Sensor and lens.
Yes.
That's it. So yeah, the whole idea is all of the brains of the cameras on my back.
Correct. As well as the transmitter. Yes, sir.
And a wireless transmitter. You walk us through this rig.
Yeah, so you got the camera sensor as you talked about before. Then we've got our wide angle lens here. It is a zoom lens so that we can walk up, get in that drum cage, or we can be further out and zoom in a little bit as well.
So as an operator,
you're running focus, you're running zoom, and then, but as well upstairs, you'll see it here in a little bit, but they're able to remotely control those CCUs to be able to shade you up and down.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, this is a full frame sensor.
Yes.
And then you've got all the nice Sony lenses, like the one, hey, this is the same one we've got on your camera, 1635.
And you do also have tally here as well, so that you can see.
Oh, cool. Are you guys taking any new volunteers?
Always, yes.
Guy holding a camera, shot by a guy holding a camera, on a screen with a guy holding the camera.
Looks great. Oh, and I got my tally light here too.
Yep.
So you can see the tally since it's cut to that camera. Oh, that's good. This is what camera systems are gonna look like in the kingdom of God. This looks like a very nice acoustic kit. So what am I looking at with the kit and the mics and the cymbals?
Okay, so we're looking at a Franklin custom kit. We are looking at a Black Beauty, which is, I mean, there's a reason why it's the most recorded snare in history. We did a shoot out of several snares, and then I knew we were gonna pick this one, but I still let them go through emotions. We have, let me see, we're doing kick in, kick out. We have the Beta 91 kick in. We have the Telefunken M82 for kick out. We have 421s on the toms, It's a 57 on top and bottom. We have a SN7B here, and then we have right now, this is temporary, we have the AKG 451s for overheads. We literally a month ago, all of this was caged, and we had a Rewon AEA R88, the stereo mic, which is amazing, but it just it looks ugly without the cage. Like if we put it here, it's super bulky.
Yeah.
So we're probably gonna go to Kohl's at some point.
Yeah. So you did have a cage here.
Correct. We just removed it literally a month ago.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because we felt the musicians felt a little bit too disconnected, especially for broadcast on cameras. It almost felt like the musicians were like super there, and then the singers all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing this move during the preaching. This is the setup that you see, but then during the worship, all the platforms come together in the middle, and it looks a little more connected with the.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You just wheel it over?
Yes, we're about to install the casters this week, and then it'll be wheeled over.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So you haven't had any issues like too much like drum noise here?
Yeah.
Do people just kind of deal with it if they're sitting right there?
A little bit. We're in the process right now of testing the drum baffles, but most likely what we're gonna do is we're gonna do like a full acrylic, like a square acrylic around the drums, a little bit around here, so it helps with the rejection a little bit for the people sitting in front.
We've got a nice little synth going on here.
I know.
That sounds fun. For this bass player who's here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's our bass. We have the line here for the pedal board, the Moog. We have EG2 right here.
And you got the rolls. This is for talkback mics?
For talkback, correct.
Nice. The mic mute.
Exactly.
It's just a mute, right?
Correct, yeah. Literally just a mute.
So we got the Nord, of course.
Correct.
And then is this also where tracks are being controlled?
Correct, exactly. So we have, everything is Dante.
Yep.
We have a Dante interface, 32 channels, time code, MIDI cues also for ProPresenter coming out of here. And this is where our MD actually sits, our musical director. So we have this station for the computer for the tracks. Then we're using the key Largos actually. The analog output of the Nord is connected into here as a backup. And then this also serves as the interface for their computers.
Cool.
And they'll use, most of our players, they use their, I don't know, Ableton or anything for sound.
That's cool. Yeah, I never heard of Key Largo before by Radial, but it's a great way. You said you have an analog input. It's 4-channel keyboard mixer.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it also has the USB.
The
cable.
USB, correctly.
That's
So
very
that's
cool.
the output that they're using.
Yeah.
And then in case that will fail, the failover is the Nord, which is in channel 1. And everything is coming out of the same two outputs.
So this is a really nice, clean setup, having your little mobile rack here, but then with a monitor arm, monitor right here, the Mac Mini lives in the Sonnet Rack Mac right here, little rollout shelf here for the keyboard. I might borrow that idea for some future tracks rig building, because it's just really nice and clean. And then you don't have a laptop on it.
Exactly.
But I imagine like you could easily remote into the computer if you want to build some stuff.
Exactly. So right now, for example, we have one of our producers, she's up there and remoting to this computer because they're working on the MIDI cues from upstairs. So that's what you see.
Oh, she's doing that right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah, we have that KVM system that Zach was mentioning, where we can literally I think there's like 6 or 7 stations where we can remote into any computer out of those stations.
Very cool. Roberto, walk us through your microphone toolbox here.
Yeah, so we have volunteers that do this. So in between our main audio contractor, Kiki, or our A2, they will come back here before services and basically set up batteries on all these mics. These batteries allow us to charge them in this station. So we kind of stage all the mics and packs for all of our worship pastors, worship leaders, label them real good. But as you see down here, we have an LP service, LP in Espanol, Lakepointe en Español afternoon. So we kind of have them, the dual labels on it.
Yeah.
This is a company that does this since, you've seen the Shure thing where the mics are standing up, the charging stations. Sennheiser is not doing that, and I think they just started doing that, but this company called Strike came up with this solution for for the mics and the packs.
Yeah.
So it helped us organize this mic.
These are just, like 3D printed
They're 3D printed.
cup holders, but for mics.
Yes.
But they don't charge anything.
They don't charge
They're just the
anything.
little containers or
Yeah.
holders. Got it.
This is usually the batteries are charging here, and we just set them up as they're kind of coming up and doing all that.
Gotcha.
We have drawers for backup transmitters and stuff like that.
Yep.
Batteries, all that kind of stuff.
Very cool.
This wall has 4 Kinesis motors,
Uh-huh.
and the software we're using is Vector, which is their software. So basically, we create queues just like you would a regular queue list. The operator comes in, sets the queue they want. So load queue, we'll load the next queue, actually, next queue, load queue. And then whenever we're ready to go, we hit play, and the wall will move. And we have a whole process for our volunteer teams to know when is safe to move and not to move. So our producer at front of house is actually calling the movement. We have the operator here at this location, and then we have a person stationed at each corner of the wall. And the front of house, the producer will say, stage left clear, stage left will say clear, stage right clear, stage right will say clear, and then wall moving. This operator will then load the queue. So we'll go to the previous queue, load queue, and then they will move the wall. And then when it is completed, the operator will say completed or wall finished moving or whatever like that. We're really conservative on the speed. This can go a lot faster, but I can change the times of the queues, make it faster or longer. So the faster it goes, obviously, the louder the motors will be. But as you can tell, they're not really loud at all.
Tell me about this video system.
For the room in general, we did a full gut and renovation right at about a year ago. We shut down our previous control room, which had last been upgraded probably 13 years ago. Shut it down like 1st of January and set up a temporary space for about 3 months, and then worked with our integration team to come in, and they basically rebuilt this out, and we brought it online in March of 2024. What you're sitting behind obviously is our Sony XVS-7000 switcher. This is the one large piece that we actually carried forward with the remodel. We had gotten it was only about 5 years old when we did the control room renovation, and so still functioning well, serving our needs well. I love the switcher. That was just a cost factor. We knew we wanted to keep the switcher. We knew we wanted to keep the platform. It was one we were happy with. Our volunteer user base is very comfortable using it. We were actually going to go with the Sony cameras at the time. I think y'all looked at those downstairs. We did a camera upgrade as part of this whole package, and went with those Sony cameras that we have. So we wanted to keep everything Sony in-house. So we have that as our main switching platform.
How many MEs do we have here?
Well, we actually have and can run up to 5. One of the MEs is actually being used by our church online for a typical weekend. At most, we're probably using right now 3 of the MEs up here plus the one downstairs.
For broadcast and distribution to other campuses, how are you guys getting video to there?
What we're using the Resi platform to do that. We actually have 4 Resi encoders. We use one for our English language multi-site encoding to go to our other campuses. Each campus has their own decoder in play, and so then they're able to just pick up the content seamlessly and do that, which is great. We have one that we use for multi-site for our Espanol services for Lakepointe Espanol. They actually have a decoder in Mexico at our church down there, Amor Viviente, and they're actually doing the exact same thing. They pick up that content via Resi straight off there all the way to Mexico. So that works out well for us. 2 additional decoders. We have one and those are both used for the web platform. And we have, again, one for the English services and one for the Espanol services. When we're doing our web platform streaming, we're streaming via Resi to YouTube for our main church platforms, but then we're also doing Facebook to not only our main church website page, but we're doing distribution to like Pastor Josh Howard's page, our senior pastor's page, and some others. We're doing all that simultaneously through the Resi platform. So
a lot of your video content ends up as social media content for like Josh's account or the church account. When you're actually directing video, is there any like strategy you have in terms of like how to best frame or shoot things that if it's gonna be repurposed, or has a social media team requested that?
I mean, there's probably not as much as come from direct from social media, but I do know a lot of what we're framing and what we're looking at, which I know also benefits social media, but we're also looking at what's going to play out best at our campus locations as well. You know, when you're looking at that from a standpoint of when I'm sitting at a campus, I've got large screen in front of me, and this is my message, then we do a lot of the close-up shots. We do, you know, so that there can be real good engagement, eye contact from pastor on stage into the camera, and just kind of really create a moment there that also plays out well at our campuses when they're looking at that on a large screen. Those same kind of attributes that become important when you're thinking, how is this going to play out at a campus? Also, to some degree, provide some benefit to social media as well, because you're kind of shooting for the same type of look and feel.
I want to walk through the engineering suite.
The right-hand side, this rack is all the SNPs, all those 1RU pieces up at the tops of the racks, pretty much. That represents the SNPs from Imagine. And on this one rack is all our switcher control system, plus the SNPs that handle all the I/O in and out of the switcher. As you come further over to the left, we've got a couple more SNPs. We've got some patchable stuff here. That's what you see with the patch bay. We have a primary and a backup master clock with a automatic failover. We also, in the bottom of that rack, you see the DiGiCo stage rack. Next to that is just some miscellaneous pieces. There's a lot of open gear frames down there that have DA cards and some embedding and de-embedding cards in them. Next up, we have all these hyperdecks that we do recordings on, as well as a Shogun. And then we have all our main camera CCUs for our 6 main Sony cameras, plus the 2 receivers for the AB on air wireless systems that are being used. Further down, we have a big cluster of SNPs right there. Below that, we actually have, living in this space, there's 2 Q-SYS servers, because we use Q-SYS from QSC as a backbone for a lot of automation, not only up here in the control room, but campus-wide. And then we have patchable points, because we have actually more camera drop locations than we have cameras. And below that is a couple of our graphics machines with SMPTE 2110 going further down. Those are basically the main switches we use are 100 gig switches, and there's a whole lot of fiber and also just network patching that goes in, that's involved with keeping. We have a primary network channel as well as a redundant network, backup network channel for all of these SMPTE 2110 pieces. Our campus-wide intercom system is RTS Atom system. We use that not only for multiple locations, obviously here, not only in this main building, but in some of our other buildings around this physical campus. We also have further down in that rack 2 of the Ross Tria video servers. Each one is 8 channels. That next rack, we have some test equipment, some monitoring, Magellan routing is there. And then again, just some various servers, computers and stuff that we're using for graphics. We have a TSI 3000 tally system that's handling all our tally and GPI configuration. Next rack over is our Brompton processors for our LED wall, as well as the Barco E2, a couple more of our main graphics computers, and then that last rack over there is all of our Resi encoders at the top, decoders at the bottom. We use the decoders here locally for Q setting, global Q setting, and monitoring of that sort of thing.
You get the 12 disciples, the 12 tribes of Israel, and the 12 equipment racks.
Yes.
Here at Lakepointe Church in Rockwall. So Janie, how often, like 5 minutes prior to a service, do you have Josh come in here and be like, oh, hey, can you load like this slide up, or can we change this?
Yeah, pretty often. We actually get notes about 3 hours before he comes to check the slide. So we have about 3 hours to build the content. He comes up about 30 minutes before we go live to check, and that's kind of where we figure out what changes we need to make, any updates. And so pretty much until, 5 minutes before service, it could be a last minute ad or deletion.
So what are the workstations we got here, and like who runs what?
Yeah, so over here is our CG1 computer.
Okay.
Well, first of all, for the weekend, we've got 3 volunteer positions that are filled up. So this first one is CG1. That's gonna run our lyrics and any full screen or lower third graphics. Any announcement slides, our message content that shows up as lower thirds or full screen pictures will be run by that machine. This machine is for our teaching TV content and also for the back LED wall if he chooses to use that. And then this one over here is basically just a computer with keynotes so that we can run any sort of prompter notes for him during service as well.
How often do you have to restart ProPresenter?
We restart it about twice every weekend, but usually for the purpose of connecting back with our Ableton machine so that MIDI is connected.
So you are triggering lyrics from Ableton most of the time?
Correct, yeah.
Awesome.
We only run our closing song manually.
So the person running lyrics, they're kind of monitoring it during worship, make sure like they can jump in if something happens.
Yes, yeah.
And then you said lower thirds for sermon content too, or no? Is it just like during the message?
Yes, and like we've already been talking, we use the KVMs a lot too, so we kind of move positions around. But for message, we've got lower thirds here, points, scriptures.
So we have Q-SYS everywhere. We have a very big Q-SYS infrastructure here. Out there in the racks, we have 2 cores, basically for redundancy. So it's very solid. This is handling all of our lobby music, even turning on and off the LED walls. It's even running remote rooms in a different building across here. But in this room, this UCI is basically powering on and off all of our multi-views. We have different audio sources, so from here we can basically route front of house audio, broadcast audio. We can bring Spotify in if it's playing.
Nice.
As we walk down there, you're gonna see a bunch of Q-SYS stations. We have one up front of house, one up here. There's one up here that's kind of fun. We just finished doing At the Movies, and I hope this thing is still set up and we don't do a mess. But basically we have like E2 presets. So Q-SYS is also interacting with our E2 mapping system. So if we need to bring in like a pip into the center screen, we can do it from here. If we need to. As we walk downstairs, we'll have some other Q-SYS panels that you'll see.
Okay, what are we looking at here? Obviously not a touchscreen, but
not a touchscreen. We wish. So like we talk about, this is our broadcast audio. We have another Q-SYS panel where Kiki, when Kiki's here or whoever's mixing broadcast, has the ability to route the lobby. That's one of the things, but also switch the source between broadcast mix, front of house mix. In the case we have a glitch or we need to tweak something real quick, we are able to, through Q-SYS, reroute basically all of our recorders and all of our encoders to a front of house mix or a broadcast mix. We have the Avid S1's controller Pro Tools, and in here we have the Avid Matrix brain down here for handling all the I/O. And the RME up there. So all here is digital. In the past we had a bunch of things kind of coming out of broadcast digital to analog, and then analog to analog, and then finally get into digital. So it was really phasey. So through the Avid matrix and the new integration that we did, we were able to just go digital from here everywhere. We have an Apollo here handling some other analog stuff, but and an intercom here for Kiki and the broadcast engineers to talk to the production team, as well as a talkback that's dedicated only for the band. So that way, if he needs to be talking to the band for some reason, he can be totally isolated from the rest of the production team. So yeah, we work with templates. So Kiki's done a great job at creating a broadcast template, making it easy for volunteers when they have to mix in here. But this is also the room we use whenever we have to do at the movies editing or any audio editing. We do it in this room for all the video production. This control panel represents one of the MEs of the big switcher. So this ME it's dedicated for the Church Online studio, which is this room here. You have some HyperDecks doing some recording locally here, a little patch panel. You have some video routed. This is basically the Magellan control unit, so they can route things in this room, but it's all attached to the big brain up there. This is the Ross Tria system, so like the video server. So they have 4 channels dedicated to them where they can play their little pre-recorded segments, or they can record a service and time slip and play back a little later. In the room next door, they have basically the Church Online kind of space where they host live. So they have another Sony F3200, like the broadcast style cameras that we have in the auditorium, and they do all that locally here. This is an LV1 that we're using, and basically the producer in here is basically the last point of audio distribution. So whenever we are sending stuff to social media, to online platforms, this person's here bringing Kiki's mix in, the broadcast mix in or out, as well as all the live segments from here. So this is the last person that touches audio before it goes out to the world.
Okay, where are we?
Okay, this is the worship studio. So we built this room as a creative space, hence the lighting. It's a vibe in here. Really what we wanted was a place to, obviously one, be creative in. We're writing original music here. We're also creating content for weekends that are maybe, custom arrangements of songs, or hey, how do we take an existing, elevation song and make it us for an event or for an Easter. We're doing all of that in this room. So we've really built this room to be functional, that we don't have to go to another studio in town to record a great vocal. So we have all the mic package that would allow us to do that, preamp package to do that. And then we can do overdubs in this room for live records. We've done some pre-pro. We had a full band in this very room, and we tracked, and it actually worked really well. Before we were like renting a studio to do that, because the monitoring is really hard to get a whole band a live scenario or situation in their ears, so that they can work through parts for an original song or a record. It's complicated, but Kiki and our audio team were able to make that happen, and it was actually really awesome in here. So we may do that. We just moved some couches around and did a full band in here. But some of the stuff, if we do a studio project, we probably won't track drums in here. We may farm out to one of our players who has a setup in their house or their studio, or somebody we know in Nashville that we trust to do that. But really the goal is, can we do an amazing vocal in here? Can we overdub in here? Can we come in, open up a session from scratch and have a guest in, or a group of 4 writers in the room and write in this room and then turn out a demo pretty quick? We're trying to build in our songwriting process, when we leave the songwriting session in 3 hours, 4 hours, we've got a working demo. The worst thing to do is, hey, let's get a voice memo, and I think we kind of sang through that melody right, doesn't sound great, it's not inspiring. Hey, right when we leave the write, can we have a demo that inspires, so that we can listen and then act on that demo, whether it's, hey, let's build demos for the weekend, let's get that on our stages. This room really functions as that.
Roberto, this actually looks like a pretty nice, kind of compact, dare I say, modest studio setup here. walk us through kind of what we're looking at, and also I think you give folks some tips if they're looking to build a similar studio, like what are the main building blocks to aim for?
This is we designed this as a creative suite, like Chris was saying. Like this is a space where we can record really high quality vocals and stuff like that, so we don't have to go rent a studio out there. But monitoring was really important to us. We got this Neumann speaker. I think they're the K something 10. 310. Kika knows that. For our preamp here, we just make sure that we had a really good kind of like channel strip. So we have BA amp here. This thing sounds amazing, really warm, and it's funny because we like just have to plug it in, gain it up, and most of the times we don't have to touch the EQ. It just sounds amazing. We have a clone of that here, which sounds very close. We just really wanted to try this guy. We have two chassis here. We have the 500 chassis by Neve, but we also added this Cranbourne 500. It's like an ADAT. So basically you can ADAT into this one and give you 8 more channels of 500. So we have 2 APIs, 2 of the Neve's porticos, and it's pretty cool. This is kind of like our chain. So like this is all pre's, and then the other side we have 2 distressors, one of the DBX 160s for compression, and you guys already know the Universal Audio 610. Previously, we had Carbon here, Avid Carbon, that was handling all that stuff. But Caleb recently upgraded to Universal Audio for consistency out here. And then Patch Bay kind of allows us to pick the preamp we want and run it through the compressor we want, kind of like make that a little seamless there. Kika did a great job wiring all this stuff together. And then Mac Studio, a couple of dogs, and just monitoring station here.
Just Pro Tools running for the
Pro
dog?
Tools running, and then as well as Ableton, and I believe we have Logic, which to be on the system here. But just like for the workflow, some things, editing a big session, Pro Tools all day, creating something, not Pro Tools.
Yeah.
If we're designing like an opener or something like that, probably Ableton, Logic. So we had that workflow that we can jump into any of them at any time.
A huge thank you to the team here at Lakepointe Church for allowing us to come and give you guys this tour of their facility and their production systems. I don't know about you, but I learned a ton. My brain hurts a little bit wrapping my mind around all the advanced AVL systems they've got here. But let us know your thoughts, comments down below in the video. Go check out Lakepointe Church's resources on their social media accounts or at their website. We'll link down below on this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, share this video with your friends, and we'll see you next time.